I am talking to Keith Blume from Queen's Games about Dark, Darker, Darkest. Keith, thank you for taking this few minutes out to show me this game. It's all the buzz.
Apparently, which I'm happy about. Yes,
That's very cool.
True, very true.
If you could give me a little overview of what's cooking here.
Yeah, absolutely. So in this game, let me see if I've got the right equipment here. No, but we'll work with it close enough. In this game, you basically take the role of one of 5 survivors to start with. The game plays for 2 to 5 people. Mm-hmm. And your goal is to navigate your way through Dr. Mortimer's home and into his laboratory to acquire the antidote to the virus that's turning the world population into zombies.
Those darn viruses.
Yeah, really. I said, I thought I had that taken care of when I got my vaccinations when I was younger. So each character is, and this is prototype stuff.
Prototypes are it's still painted.
Yeah, well, so each character has his or her own special abilities. Nina, and actually this isn't her actual piece of equipment, these are 2 wrong ones, but Nina, for example, is a nurse. So that's her ability, and she's got these different ability levels that she can unlock as she gains experience. What she has is a knife to start with, for example. Leo is a fireman, and he actually starts out with a fire axe. And so with those initial starting pieces of equipment, you've got characters that can do certain things better than others. The way I think about this house is that it has been basically booby-trapped. So fire is a very real and present danger that you have to go through. How you work your way into Dr. Mortimer's lab is there are 7 color-coded icons that are pulled out at random. And then the actual home consists of a series of locked doors, and as you're progressing through, you could try and unlock them. And as you unlock them, basically you acquire that piece of information, that piece of code, for example. And that may drop in here, and what you're working to do is acquire the necessary pieces to be able to unlock Dr. Mortimer's lab. So it kind of drives you through the home. That's what pushes you, that you have to go through and start navigating.
So it's got a little similarity to like Mansions of Madness, kind of.
I've heard some people compare it to that. Yeah, I actually haven't played it, but yes, that's what I.
Much more streamlined though.
Well, I do feel like once you get into the game, I feel like the gameplay is pretty intuitive. There are some certain specific rules to it, but I think they're logical. For example, these are security cameras. This icon here tells you the security camera. And the way these are oriented initially is they want to cover the most amount of tiles they can do. These solid black lines are walls. So, for example, if there were an icon here, the camera wouldn't face this way, right? It's going to look to where what's most effective. So as you and your fellow companions come into the home, there's a reasonable chance that you're probably going to trip or have the chance to trip a security camera. So you basically roll dice, and like if we had 3 or 4, we'll roll 4. So here's an example. We actually would be safe in this case. The danger is if you roll one of the failure symbols. And this would be the die that tells you what actually happens. So the skull would be zombies would spawn somewhere. This is a creature that would spawn. And this is a fire would break out.
I got all kinds of bad things.
This is a fire would spread.
Holy cow.
So if you did have a failure condition where you did trip an alarm or something, what you do, this is a 4x5 grid. This would normally be a 4-sided dice, but you would roll this, and this would tell you which tile that event would occur on. So that's what's going to happen as you're going through the game, is things are going to start to populate on the board that you have to deal with. One of the things that I really like a lot, you're in a situation where the material that you start with is not going to be sufficient to take you through the game. So one of the vehicles, during your turn, you have a number of actions that you can use. You can use them to move, to attack, to try and unlock a door, to pass equipment to another player. You can actually, in some cases, give an action to another player, which one of the characters has that ability level, the trait. Another thing you can do is search. You can search one of the rooms. The more people you have in the room, the more effective your search can be. You can roll more dice to be looking for equipment.
Right.
So you roll dice. So, for example, if we're searching, you're looking for successes, which would be the blast icon. So if we said, one of our guys, one person would use an action to search, but 4 people, basically, that person might be coordinating, if you want to think of it that way. So in this case, I blew it, right? I didn't succeed. Hopefully I would have another action, or somebody would, and so you can roll again. This is a case where we found one item. This is the item deck, and so let me get out of the virus cards here. So we've got handgun, shuriken. These are actually special items that come with people's starting equipment. But a grenade, that's a normal piece of equipment. These are all tools that are going to be helpful. Flashlight, fire alarm, map. These all give you different abilities. They also can help you unlock a code if need be as you're going through trying to unlock something. So
Now, is the whole thing random every time?
the way it works, very good question. So the way it works is the corner icons are all marked. So that's what these
I see.
pieces show, and this is the doctor's lab. So those are always going to be placed in the corners, and then these ones, and they're marked on this side so you can see as well, because they are laid out at random, but this tells you it's a window tile, and then you've got the interior rooms as well. So the exterior have window lighting, and then the interior don't.
Oh, that's neat. How many boards come with it?
I believe it is 24 to start with.
Okay.
And then as part of the Kickstarter, I know that they've triggered either 2 or 4 more. I can't remember where they are in the cycle right now. It's kind of moving up nice and rapidly. So, yeah, it is designed, and also the layout's going to change a fair amount as well. So that's something that's...
When is it?
We're looking at an Essen release, so November.
Very nice. Very nice.
I say November. I have a sneaky suspicion Essen is in October.
Yeah, it's the last
November
part
in
of
the U.S., that's what I mean.
All right. Well, I appreciate you giving me this quick look here at Dark
My
Darker
pleasure.
Darkest.
My pleasure.
All right. Thanks, Keith.
Absolutely.